I am outside the Goodwill on La Vista Road in Tucker, Georgia, headed inside for a quick trip to see if I can find anything to help me restock my antique and vintage booth. This is interesting. $5.99 for this handmade piece, I guess. Very chunky, no mark on the bottom. It's interesting, but $5.99 is way too much for this piece. Here is a pretty heavy vintage bowl. The scalloping on the sides is really pretty. $3.09. I'm gonna leave this for someone who has more of a market for clear glass. Look at this enormous plastic cup from the Hurricane Bar. For emergency refill, please call this number. I think that's a Florida area code. $2.09. If you drink a hurricane this big, you'll be in trouble. Here's a pretty Chinese plate. $1.39, made in China. So that marking is intended to make it look older than it is. It's a knockoff of an older piece. What is this, an ornament? Okay, I'm not sure. No, it says it is a Chinese medicine sachet. Okay, interesting. Here is a set of mid-century tiki glasses. There's a blue and an orange, $1.09, but there is a crack in the leather. Let's look at this one. These are adorable. I love these. And another huge crack in the leather. That's kind of a bummer. But at $1.09, I think I'm gonna take them and just price them accordingly. I just really like these. The holiday aisle is kind of empty today, honestly. These are cute though. Little Christmas blocks on a chain. What do you think it is? A necklace? I really don't know what this is, but it's cute. Look at these vintage Easter baskets. It looks like the liner was handmade. I love the primary colors on the jelly beans. $1.09 a piece on these. I'm gonna leave these for somebody else. Here's a pretty glass vase. $2.09. I think I'm gonna put this in the cart and look it up. Let's check out these salt and pepper shakers. They are mason jar inspired. Looks like they're made in China. So these are just a reproduction intended to look like mason jars, but they sell well for me, so I'm gonna get them. Some cute little vintage punch cups, $1.09 each, and the metal on the top is completely gone. The rest of the punch bowl cups. What are these? Kentucky Derby glasses. I'll admit that horse racing is not something I've ever really gotten into, but these are kind of neat. $1.39 a piece. I think I'm gonna leave these for somebody else. Here are some pretty stemless wine glasses with a snowy scene. Those are cute. They're new. They're not vintage, but I like them. $1.39 a piece. This is a pretty mug, but it is something new, not studio made. I'll leave that there. Let's see what else in mugs. One of my favorite sections of the store. There's something hiding behind here that I want to take a closer look at. Love is Michigan. $1.39 for this. It's cute. I think I'm gonna get this. There's some more holiday stuff on this aisle. These were here the last time I was at this store, which was at least a week ago. These are Macasa, and they're pretty Christmas dishes. I'm surprised that these are still here and that no one has picked these up yet. Macasa is a desirable brand. It may be because they're clear glass, which can be a bit of a tough sell. Just $2.09 for those two dishes. And this one is different. This one is Luminar, France. Another clear etched glass dish. So these are really pretty. If I sold online, I would probably get these because I think you have a wider customer base for stuff like this. I really like them though, and I need to think about whether or not I'm going to have Christmas all year in my booth. If I did have Christmas all year in my booth, I might pick these up as well because they are really reasonably priced. Look at these delicate little glasses. I'm not sure who the maker is. 89 cents a piece. They do not look like they were supposed to have any metal around the rim. They're really pretty vintage pieces. At just 89 cents a piece, I'm going to grab these. They are very pretty. I think that they will sell well. Place them down into the cart. This is pretty. I wonder what it is. Thames, China, $1.39, and unfortunately there's only one of them. I usually check this aisle to see if there's any vintage Pyrex casserole lids or CorningWare lids. I don't see any. Here's an old faded avocado green pan. It's really gross on the bottom and is $5.09. Alrighty then, we'll leave you right here, sir. So something that I've noticed just working the register, I don't carry it, but Silverware sells well in our store. People will buy just like random pieces. It doesn't need to be a whole set. In fact, it would be harder to sell a whole set of silver, but people don't seem to mind if the patterns are different. I think this one is stainless steel. If I had more time, I think I would really dig through here and see what I could find. This is pretty. I like any of the ones that have flowers on them. They remind me of my mom's set of silver. Hers had roses on them. That's pretty as well. Something to keep in mind. All right, I'm headed to the register. I think I did pretty well today and found some interesting stuff. Well, that was worth the quick trip. I didn't get a whole lot, but I think I got a couple of good finds. What I will do is go home, spread it all out on the table, and then I will be able to let you know how much I expect to be able to price these items for. Do you ever feel like if you stop at the thrift store as just sort of an afterthought that you find good stuff, but if you purposely go out thrifting, you find nothing? Well, that happens to me all the time. Does that happen to you too? I am so glad I stopped in yesterday because I think I got some cool stuff. So let me show you what I got, and I will be able to tell you how much I should be able to sell these for in my antique. If you are wondering why I am wearing my snow hat in the house, it's because I had a Mohs surgery on my temple right here in my hairline today, and the bandage that they put on there is humongous. So I just put my hat on and I feel comfortable with it on, obscuring the bandage a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I got, I had to have it when I saw it, was this mug. And because I'm originally from Michigan and it holds a very special place in my heart, I had to have this. I am sure that it will sell. We have a lot of tourists who come into our store, and there was just something about the hearts and the primary colors on it. I just love all of it. I paid $1.39 for this, and I will put $7 on it. It's not a huge profit margin, but it was really cute. I just like the look of it. In my opinion, it has a 1980s vibe, and I really liked it, and I had to have it. Okay, next up, I have bought and sold these several times. These are mason jar inspired salt and pepper shakers. I have bought them in different colors. My favorite color that these come in is turquoise. These are new. They're just meant to look vintage. So they're just super cute. And this style is just really popular in my neck of the woods in North Georgia. The stoppers were good on the bottom of both. The pair was $1.39, and I will put $12 on these. This one's dirty, so hopefully this will come off. I'm sure that it will. With these, I don't like to get them super wet. Like, I don't like to submerge them in water because it's impossible to get them dried out again. So if this doesn't come off with the scrubby side of my sponge, I'll take a magic eraser to get the gunk off of it. Super cute. Oh, did I mention I have a thing for salt and pepper shakers? Well, I do. What is my... Okay. Have a helper today. The truth is that she's wondering why I'm sitting on the floor, and she's very excited about it, so she's probably going to sit here for most of the video. Okay, next up. Gosh, when I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, they were on an end cap. So whoever was stocking the shelves, I think realized that they were something cool. But they were just $1.09 a piece. These are 1960s mid-century tiki glasses by the company Siesta Ware. And the reason that I wasn't sure was because there is a crack in the leather on both of them. I got them anyway because they were just $1.09 a piece. And I will write as is on the price tag, and then on the back of the tag, I will explain that there's a crack in the leather. I think that these will sell anyway. I think that the crack in the leather is appropriate for their vintage age, and I just think they're adorable. I will try $12 a piece on these. These are highly collectible. If you can find them in perfect condition, well, then you have really found something special. All right, these are a mystery to me. And they are apparently a mystery to Google because when I put these in Google Lens, and I've tried it several times because I learned recently that sometimes if you Google Lens something a second or third time, you will get different results. But every single time I put these in, it says these are Luminar out of France, and that it shows me the wrong glass. I'll show you a picture here of what it pulls up. It shows me a glass with fruit and gold leaves on it, and this is not what I have. I have something with roses on it. The only exact match that came up was eBay, and the site was written in German, so I translated the site so that I could read it, but then I scrolled through thousands of listings of glassware basically and never found these. So I finally just gave up. I think these are pretty. I think, again, that these are probably 1960s. I just don't know the company. They were 89 cents a piece. I'm not exactly sure what to call these. Just for reference, look at their size. They're a lot smaller than a coffee mug. So what would you call these? I'm definitely not like extremely well versed on what constitutes a lowball glass or what constitutes a whiskey glass or a highball glass. I just know that I like them. So I will try $8 a piece on these and see if they sell. Okay, I found some Tupperware, and I really love this salmon color of it. It was taped shut. It is a microwave steamer, and it's got something wrong with it on the inside. I found out when I got home. It was $2.09. Let me show you I don't even know what happened to this. At first, I just kind of started like trying to scratch it off with my fingernail, and it seemed like it was going to be okay, but this part looks even worse. I will write this off on my taxes. You can write off stuff that you donated back because it was damaged. So that may be what I do with this. I don't know. It almost looks like there's some melting going on here of the plastic, which is not ideal. I previously sold one of these in a sort of a mustard yellow color, and it sold really quickly. I like this color a whole lot more, but My mustard yellow one had nothing wrong with it and it looks brand new. This one is definitely not looking so hot on the inside. But you win some and you lose some, right? It's thrifting. That's how it goes. Okay, so I have previously said that clear glass just doesn't sell very well for me, and that's true. But there was something about this vase that I really liked. It was just $2.09. It is an FTD vase, so it was something that a florist used for an arrangement, and then, you know, someone probably held on to it for a while. This is older, it's definitely vintage, and I just really like the vine with the leaves that's going all the way up. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but I just thought it was really pretty. And I will style it in such a way that it really pops and looks pretty. I will try 14 on this and see how it goes. All right, so that was a rather short but sweet Goodwill haul. I think I did pretty well. I'm excited about the things that I got, despite the damage on the Tupperware and despite the cracks in the leather on the tiki glasses. I had a pair of these before in the booth and they sold really well, but those were in better shape. They didn't have any problem with their leather. So anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it valuable in terms of what kinds of things I was able to find at Goodwill, just stopping in on a whim. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Good girl. Up. Good girl. Good girl, Ruby. Good girl. I got you.